This is Dino. Last time you saw him, we built him an awesome tank, tested his hunting skills, and watched him get acclimated to his new home. Over the past few months, there has been some changes that you guys have missed. That's why today, we are going to check in on Dino, clean his tank, feed him some new and exciting food, and see what else our pet dinosaur has been up to. You guys absolutely love Dino on the main channel, so I wanted to bring him back just for you guys. A couple weeks have passed since you last seen Dino. He was only about 2 months old, and he is already 5 months old. Time is flying by, and Dino has fully adjusted to his new home. Every time I come into the lab, I often find him happily swimming around in the water. Sometimes I find him climbing out of the water to bask underneath his lamp. Dino is cold-blooded, so he can't generate body heat on his own. This light is perfect for him because it has been helping him with his calcium absorption. This helps him produce vitamins that are essential for healthy bone and shell development. From the way he's moving around, it seems he is happy in his new home. As Dino kept growing day by day, I came across a problem. The more and more tanks I add to the collection, the more I realize I need to be smarter with the space I have. With big ideas coming to the channel, I had to think of a new place to put Dino's home, and luckily I had the perfect idea. To start Dino's moving process, I grabbed this container and filled it with some of Dino's water. I was looking for Dino when I found him swimming around in the water. Little did he know today was moving day. I grabbed Dino and carefully placed him into the container. Soon Dino will be back in his tank, but for now, he has to sit tight. I placed Dino's container next to the betta fish tank, and I was ready to get to cleaning. By the way, these are Rocket's babies. Many of you have been asking for an update on them. We got some crazy colors. Subscribe to the main channel, Mr. Tank, where I'll be posting a full video on these guys. Now, back to Dino's tank. I began with scrubbing the glass and removing any buildup. I made sure to scrub well so Dino's tank was nice and clean. Next, I grabbed the pump and placed it inside the tank and began pumping out all the water. Once enough water was taken out, I sucked out and cleaned the bottom of the tank, leaving the sand clean. I made sure to go around and vacuum every bit of the sand, getting the hard to reach spots in the tank. With that complete, I dipped the filter into a bucket to rinse it out, using the tank water so we don't kill any of the beneficial bacteria. And so, finally after some time, Dino's tank was ready to move to its new location. I placed it on this part of the shelf, which had plenty of room for his tank and his setup. I had to put Dino in the tank, and he immediately started playing around with the bubbles. As I filled his tank with water, I turned on his lamp, so he could stay cozy in his home. Dino looked like he was happy to be back in his tank. He was feeling adventurous, climbing on the rocks again. He must have wanted to get back into the water. He reached in towards the water and splashed down and began swimming all over. Dino curiously made his way throughout his tank. I love seeing him active, enjoying himself in his home. As Dino continued to swim around, I thought of an idea. Little did he know what was coming his way. As Dino curiously explored his refreshed tank, it was time for his favorite part of the day, feeding time. First up, I grabbed the bag of dry food pellets. Dino knows this bag very well. The second I brought it out, he started swimming a little faster. He knew something tasty was coming. I dropped a handful of pellets into the water, and they scattered across the surface. Dino wasted no time. He swam up and started munching away at each pellet, picking off the ones he liked best. It's always fun watching him go after them. He got surprisingly strong bite for such a small guy. But pellets are one of the many foods making up his diet. It was the next day, and it was time for something a little bit more exciting: live fish. These are feeder guppies. They have been breeding in here non-stop. Luckily, these are actually the perfect size for Dino, which are going to help us get him to a massive snapping turtle one day. It is important to offer multiple different types of food to your turtle instead of just giving him pellets. Females are the larger ones, while the males are smaller and have more colors. I gently released a few tiny fish into the tank, and instantly Dino went into hunting mode. He started stalking them, swimming low and slow, eyes locked in. It was like watching a mini dinosaur at work. At one point, he lunged at what he thought was a fish, but it was just a floating plant. He bit into it, realized the mistake, and hilariously spit it out. Then I got a dangerous idea. Hopefully I don't lose a finger. I decided to try to feed him a guppy from my hands, but it looks like he's afraid of me. So I just continued to drop them in. After that, he got back to business, going after the fish and showing off those natural instincts. A guppy swam by him, but I guess he did not notice. A couple days have passed since I moved Dino, and I wanted to try out something new. This is my worm farm. I dug through the dirt until I found a bunch of squirmy fresh worms. After gathering a few, I decided to collect one more. Come on, there has to be another one in here somewhere. Oh yeah, got some nice big ones here. We just need one more though, so let's throw that guy back. It's your lucky day. Then I took the container to the sink and filled it with water from the sink to rinse them off. Now comes the main event. As soon as I brought out the cup filled with worms, Dino was ready for his next challenge. It almost looks like he is trying to get through the glass and to the worms. I have never fed Dino worms before, so this is going to be interesting. I quickly lowered down the first worm. Dino did not hesitate. Like a pro, he latched onto the worm on his first strike. Whoa, that was fast. Let's get that on replay. Since this is his first time eating a worm, let's see how he breaks it down. You could tell this is a bit tricky for him, but I never lost faith in our mini predator. With some non-stop snapping and using his claws, he made quick work of the wiggly creature. After consuming his first worm ever, he was eager for another one, not content with what he had just ate, so I loaded up another one. Needless to say, we're going to have to start feeding him worms on the regular. He loves them. It's a good thing we have our worm farm. With worms multiplying in the farm, we are always going to have a supply ready for our tank beast. Because with Dino, there's always something wild around the corner. One after another, he devoured them all. You could tell this was his favorite part of the day. Watching him go through his full feeding routine from pellets to fish to worms reminds me how fascinating and fun it is to take care of a snapping turtle. Dino's got a big personality and a big appetite to match. Dino's growing day by day, and it's crazy to think how far he's come since that first video. From a tiny baby snapping turtle to a full-on tank beast. Thanks for checking in on Dino. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next update, because with Dino, there's always something wild around the corner.